স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান, স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান, স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান। তোমার আগমনে মুমিন যত, তোমার আগমনে মুমিন যত, পাই ফিরে পায় নতুন প্রাণ। স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান, স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান। তোমার আগমনে মুমিন যত, তোমার আগমনে মুমিন যত, পাই ফিরে পায় নতুন প্রাণ। স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান, স্বাগতম স্বাগতম হে মাহে রমজান। শান্তি কামীরা শান্তির আশায় দিক বিদিকে ছুটে যায়, প্রশান্ত আত্মার মানুষ যারা শান্তি তোমাতে খুঁজে পায়। শান্তি কামীরা শান্তির আশায় দিক বিদিকে ছুটে যায়, প্রশান্ত আত্মার মানুষ যারা শান্তি তোমাতে
বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। সাব্বাহা লিল্লাহি মা ফিস সামাওয়াতি ওয়া মা ফিল আরদ وهو العزيز الحكيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. إن الله يحب الذين يقاتلون في سبيله صفا كأنهم بنيان مرصوص. وإذ قال موسى لقومه يا قوم لم تؤذونني وقد تعلمون أني رسول الله إليكم فلما زاغوا وزاغ الله قلوبهم والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين. صدق الله.
In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, whatever is in the heavens and on earth, let it declare the praises and glory of Allah. For Allah is the exalted in might, the wise. O you who believe, why do you say that which you do not do? Most hateful it is to Allah that you say that which you do not do. Surely Allah loves those who fight in His cause in rows as if they were a solid structure.
বিসমিল্লাহির রহমানির রহিম। নবমণ্ডলে ও ভূমণ্ডলে যা কিছু আছে সবই আল্লাহর পবিত্রতা ঘোষণা করে, তিনি পরাক্রান্ত প্রজ্ঞাবান। মুমিনগণ, তোমরা যা করো না তা কেন বলো? তোমরা যা করো না তা বলা আল্লাহর কাছে খুবই অসন্তোষজনক। আল্লাহ তাদেরকে ভালোবাসেন যারা তার পথে সারিবদ্ধভাবে লড়াই করে, যেন তারা সীসা গালানো প্রাচীর। স্মরণ করো যখন মুহাম্মদ সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম তার সম্প্রদায়কে বলল, হে আমার সম্প্রদায়, তোমরা যেন আমাকে কষ্ট দাও, অথচ তোমরা জানো যে আমি তোমাদের কাছে আল্লাহর রাসূল। অতঃপর তারা যখন বক্রতা অবলম্বন করলো, তখন আল্লাহ তাদের অন্তরকে বক্র করে দিলেন। আল্লাহ পাপচারী সম্প্রদায়কে পথ প্রদর্শন করে না।
Respected President, parents, chief guests, and all my dear Kishore Mela friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, after a long time, we've all gathered here together again for another TS class. So, for this, we will pay thankfulness to Allah by saying Alhamdulillah. So, today, our topic is without namaz, how can you believe that you are a Muslim? I would like to start this by saying to all of you that what is namaz? Namaz is also called salah in Arabic language, which means supplication, to ask for forgiveness, to seek mercy. On the other hand, it means the physical and mental and spiritual act of worship that is observed 5 times every day. Now I would like to go through some points that will make you understand that why salah is important for a Muslim. Number 1, salah comes under the second pillar of Islam. As we all know that there are 5 pillars of Islam, which is Iman, Salat, Saum, Zakat and Hajj. And from them, salah comes under the second one. Number 2, there is no alternative way of salah comparing it with the other pillars of Islam. Now, salah, as we said, that comes under the second pillar of Islam. So let's start off with Iman. As we all know that you have to complete your Iman and you have to be a true Muslim in order to pray salah. Because if your Iman is incomplete, then the salah will not be accepted at all. Then comes salah. We will discuss about salah later. So let's go to zakat. Zakat has only been made obligatory upon those people who are rich and who are able to pay. Then comes Saum. Saum, in some cases, like if you are sick or if you are on an adventure or some other cases like that, can be avoided. If you seek forgiveness from Allah and do it later, it will be accepted. Then comes Hajj. Hajj is also the same like zakat. If you are rich and if you are healthy, you can perform it. But what about namaz? Did Allah say anywhere in the Quran that you can avoid or skip namaz? No. It is not said anywhere in the Quran that you can skip namaz. Allah has directly ordered you that you have to pray namaz no matter what. Number 3, namaz is the difference between a Muslim and a kafir. Now, all of you have pretty much heard about this point, but just think about it again. A kafir person will do every bad deed, bad activities, and he will never pray a single waqt of namaz. But if a Muslim does good words, good deeds and good activities all his life, but he just never prayed namaz, then there is totally no difference between him and a kafir. Both of them have equal status. Number 4, namaz totally has no excuse. Every single word in this world that every people do has some sort of excuse, but there is totally no excuse for namaz because Allah has ordered you that you have to pray namaz no matter what. So if you are sick, you still have to pray namaz. If you have any type of body pain, joint pain or whatever pain, you still have to pray namaz. Number 5, regarding ayahs about namaz. There has been plenty of ayahs revealed in our Quran regarding namaz. I will share 2 of them with you. The first one is an ayah from Quran and the second one is hadith. The first ayah comes from Surah Taha, ayah number 14. It says that verily I am Allah, there is no God but I. So worship me only and establish 5 times of prayer a day for celebrating my praise. Then comes one of the hadiths from Hazrat Muhammad that on the day of Qiyamah, rather than all the activities and all the deeds, your salah will be demanded at first. So if you pass the test of salah on the day of Qiyamah, you will directly be offered Jannah. So you don't have to even go through other tests. So that's why if your salah is perfect, you will directly be given the key to Jannah, which you can directly enter in Jannah. That's the reason it is said that salah is the key to heaven. Now there might be a question in your mind that many people in the world are out there that only prays Jummah prayer. So can we call them Imandar or can we even call them Muslim? No, the answer is totally no. Because as we discussed earlier that you can't even skip a single waqt of namaz. But what will happen if you pray only the Jummah prayer? It is said that the whole week, every day you perform 5 times of prayer a day is considered like a letter. And the Jummah prayer that you perform every Friday is considered like an envelope. So, if you perform every day for the whole week 5 times of prayer and come to perform Jummah prayer on Friday, this letter will be gone into the envelope and the envelope will be sent to Allah by the angels. But if you only perform the Jummah prayer, then only the envelope will go to Allah, but there is no letter. So absolutely there is no use of this letter. So these were some of the facts that makes you understand that why namaz is very important for a Muslim, and without it you can't call yourself a Muslim. Now after hearing all these points, I would like you all to compare yourself that with namaz. Are you doing the right thing or are you praying 5 times a day or not? So before I conclude my speech, I would like to say that please never skip a single namaz and always pray 5 times a day. Because this namaz will represent you as a Muslim all over the world. And if you don't pray namaz, then no one will believe you as a Muslim and you also can't say yourself as a Muslim. So by saying this, I would like to conclude my speech. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Nahid Muhammad. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Respected Kishore Mela's president, community member, respected parents and all of my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After a long time, we are gathered here to share the knowledge from each other. So today, the topic of our TS class is that without Salah, how can I believe that I am a Muslim? I like to start my speech by saying that first we have to know the meaning of Salah. Salah. It is an Arabic word and its Persian synonym is namaz. Salat has different kinds of meaning. Among them, the meaning of Salat is supplication, to ask forgiveness to Allah the Great, the connection between Allah and mankind, and Salat also means to worship the Allah the Great at a specific way, at a fixed time, and a specific rules and regulations. Salat is the second pillar of Islam among the 5 pillars. There are many kinds of ibadat in a Muslim life to become the closer to Allah. But why Salat is so important that a person have to do to become the closer of Allah? They can be closer to Allah with the other kind of ibadah like paying zakat, hajj, swam, helping poor and distressed, etc. But why Salat a person have to do? It is not exempted for a Muslim life. The answer is that because Salat is the best way to become the closer of Allah the Great. And Salat has much importance in the Muslim life. Allah the Great, He is so merciful and kind that Allah does not want us to remain away from Him. Allah always wants us to closer to Him. That is why Allah the Great has made Salat 5 times for a day, and we have to. No adult Muslim is exempted from it. Everybody have to do. As we know, Salat is the second pillar of Islam. Salat is a kind of ibadah which always remain out the whole life of a Muslims. Now the question is that without Salat, how can I believe that I am a true Muslim? Can I believe? No. The answer is absolutely no. There are many kinds of ibadah to worship Allah without Salat, but Salat is the incarnate symbol of a Muslim to become a mu'min. Salat is the only kind of ibadah that differentiates between the kafirs and mu'min. Salat is the dividing line between the believer and the disbeliever, and it is known that the community of kafir is not same as the community of Islam. So whoever does not offer Salat, they should be treated as kafir and does not belong to the Muslim community. Allah the Great has defined 3 things for the mushrikins, and one of them is to offer 5 times Salat a day. However, Salat is not only the second pillar of Islam, it is the second pillar of our faith. There are many kinds of good deeds in a Muslim life. But without Salat, a person can never be treated as Muslim and cannot become a true believer and cannot get the satisfaction of Allah. For example, if a person does all the activity of Allah and restrain his or herself from the evil but do not offer prayer, he or she cannot be treated as Muslim, and they will be not in the community of Muslim and does not belong to the ummah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They will be hated by Allah the Great all the time. Again, Salat is the only kind of ibadah that restrains a person from all kind of evil. Allah the Great also says, on the day of Qiyamah, of all the things, the account of Salat will be demanded first. Allah also says, in the day of Qiyamah, the sins of 2 persons will never be forgiven. One of them is one who does not offer their Salat. Salat also helps us to fear Allah, and it also helps us to purify our soul and body. In one hadith, it is mentioned that one day Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is asking to his companion that if there is a river flowing by the side of the man's house and he bathes in it 5 times a day, will remain in dirt in his body? In reply, the companion said, no, the messenger of Allah. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, said likewise, 5 times daily salah remove the sins he who. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also says, Salat is the identity between the Iman and Kufr. Salat is the only way to success in the both worldly and Akhirat. And he who always prays Allah, the blessing of Allah always remain with his or herself. And Allah always hears him in all the situations of life. So my dear friends, I like to conclude my speech by saying that without Salat, a person can never become a Muslim. And Salat is the key to Jannah. And if we satisfy Allah, there will be no other way to go in Jahannam, and we will be rewarded as Jannah. So may Allah bless us and give us the ability to pray the 5 times daily salat and remove error from all the evil deeds. Success comes from Allah, and Allah knows the best. Wa akhiri da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So today's topic is, without salat or namaz, how do I believe that I am a Muslim? Many people in the world, and also in this version, that they doesn't pray because for their laziness and also for boring. The people, those who feel laziness for salat, the people, those who feel laziness or boring for salat, they are considered as a kafir. It takes only 5 to 6 minutes for complete one salat and turn to Allah and perform 5 times salah a day. A Muslim and he doesn't pray 5 salah is very bad. If you guys have read 1 in past and now you are reading 2, it is very big improvement. But that is not still we are Muslim. We have to pray 5 times salah. For example, like I want to call to my father. Now in Bahrain it is 8-digit number. If any one number is error, I can't call to him. Saying like that, if you miss one salah, you can't go to paradise. Then, against your laziness, against your doing in the mall or workplace or entering with your family, stop everything at the time of salah and pray salah often. One example is there, the person he can lift 120 kilos with one hand. He is not a powerful person. A powerful person is that who can lift his blanket for salah, that is the heavyweight title. And another one example is that in one small house there is 2 people living. One is Muslim and one is non-Muslim. They live together and the outside person they cannot understand that who is Muslim and non-Muslim. But in salat time they can identify who is a Muslim and non-Muslim. Which means that the salat can identify it can show us that who is a Muslimin and who is a kafir. Assalamu alaikum wa
wabarakatuh. Today, after a long day, after Ramadan, we are gathered here again after the Maghrib prayer to share some new ideas. So, as usual, a topic was given to us, and the topic of today is that how can I believe that I am a Muslim if I don't pray Salat? Salat is one of the pillars of Islam which comes directly after Iman. It is the second pillar of Islam. Allah has commanded us to pray Salat 5 times a day, and it was commanded to us by our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he went to Miraj. Our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he went to Miraj, Allah commanded him to pray Salat 5 times a day, but before it was 50 times a day, and it was reduced as you know 5 times a day, and now we are praying 5 times a day. Our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has taught us the way to perform Salat, the techniques to perform Salat. So why is it important for us to perform Salat, and why we cannot tell ourselves and recognize ourselves as a Muslim without Salat? Have you ever noticed any non-Muslim is praying Salat? No. Why they are not praying? Because it was not obligatory on their religion to pray Salat. It is obligatory for a Muslim to pray Salat. This is the one thing that differentiates between a Muslim and a kafir. This is the bridge, the wall that differentiates a Muslim and a kafir. A kafir can never pray Salat, and a Muslim can never leave his Salat. A Muslim prays the Salat 5 times a day. It is very important for him. Our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said in many hadith, and it is also mentioned in many ayahs of the Quran, that a Muslim should pray 5 times a day. Allah has commanded us again and again to perform Salat 5 times a day. So, not only that, it has also benefits in our life, in our health, and everywhere. So, we cannot call ourselves a Muslim without praying 5 times a day. Allah the Almighty has said, those who does not perform Salat because of laziness, because of their other works, they are non-Muslims or they are kafir, because they don't believe in me, they don't pray to me. I have commanded the people to perform Salat, and when the people don't accept my command, that means they don't trust in me, they don't follow my rules. My dear friends, when we don't follow the commands of Allah, that means we are getting out of Allah's sight. We are going far from Allah's sight. All the things that is living in earth, they cannot comment, they cannot contact to Allah, they cannot see Allah. But Salah, praying Salah 5 times a day is the only way to see Allah, to contact with Allah 5 times a day. My dear friends, have you ever noticed that before going to Salah, our heart is filled with sadness, we are very tensed, but when we pray Salah with pure heart, our mind becomes very happy, our heart fills with happiness, our heart becomes light. What is the meaning of this? That namaz also purifies ourselves, our mind, spiritually and physically. Allah the Almighty has commanded Salah 5 times a day, not only to differentiate between Muslims and Kafirs, also for the benefits of human life. Salah has also benefits on our life, on our physical ways, because when we just pray, there are movements in our body which helps us in different kinds of activities in our body, and it is very beneficial for our body. As we know, if we don't pray Salah 5 times a day, we cannot be a Muslim. In the same way, if we don't pray Salah 5 times a day, we are way far from Allah. Allah has said in another ayat that the Jannah is a very beautiful place, you will enjoy over here, but there is something that you need to do to come over here. The gate that you need to open there is a key needed to open the door. So the key to open the door of Jannah is the namaz. When we pray Salah 5 times a day, if we pray with pure heart in the intention to praise Allah, then Allah becomes happy and we can gain the key to open the door of the Jannah. As a result, we can go to Jannah. So, my dear friends, I am here to tell you that we cannot lead a Salah. Maybe sometimes you will be there to tell someone else, but before you tell anyone, you have to be sure that you pray Salah 5 times a day, because our Prophet Muhammad has said, do something before you say to others. That means, if we want to say anything to others, then we have to If we want to say anything to others, then before we have to perform that ourselves, and then we have to say. So my dear friends, I would like to conclude my speech by saying that we have to pray Salah 5 times a day in order to recognize ourselves, to identify ourselves, to tell others that we are Muslim, and without namaz we cannot be a Muslim, as we know. And we should also try to inform others about the importance of Salah and make others perform Salah, because when you are praying Salah and making others to pray Salah, then you are gaining your sawab. By fact, you are gaining the sawab that you are telling other people. If you pray Salah, then that sawab is also counted in your namaz. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم. Respected elders, honorable judge, and to all my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, in this auspicious gathering, I am here to share a short speech about the topic, without Salah, how do I believe that I am a Muslim? Well, we all know that Salah or namaz is the second pillar of Islam that the Prophet Muhammad mentioned after mentioning the testimony of faith by which one becomes a Muslim. It is made obligatory upon all the prophets and for all peoples. Allah has declared its obligatory status under majestic circumstances. For example, when Allah spoke directly to Musa, he said, "And I have chosen you, so listen to which is inspired to you. Verily, I am Allah. There is none worthy worship but I. So worship me and offer prayer perfectly for my remembrance." Surah Taha, ayat 13-14. Similarly, the prayers were made obligatory on the Prophet ﷺ during his ascension to heaven. Furthermore, when Allah praises the believers, such as the beginning of Surah Al-Mu'minun, one of the first description he states as their adherence to the prayers. Once a man asked Prophet ﷺ about the best virtues deed. The Prophet ﷺ answered that the Salah. The man asked again and again. The first 3 times the Prophet ﷺ again answered the prayer. Then on the 4th occasion he stated jihad in the way of Allah. This is found in a hadith recorded by Ahmad and Ibn Hibban. The importance of prayer is demonstrated in the meaning of Prophet ﷺ's statement. For example, the Prophet ﷺ said, the first matter that the slave will be brought to account for on the day of judgment is the prayer. If it is sound, then the rest of his deeds will be sound. If it is not sound, then all the rest of his deeds will be bad. Recorded by Al-Tabarani. According to Al-Albani, it is Sahih, Al-Albani Sahih Al-Jami, Volume 1, page 503. The importance of the prayer lies in the fact that no matter what action one performs in his life, the most important aspect is one's relationship to Allah, that is one's faith, God consciousness, taqwa, sincerity, ikhlas, and worship of Allah. The relationship with Allah is both demonstrated and put into practice as well as improved and increased by the prayer. Therefore, if the prayers are sound and proper, the rest of the deeds will be sound and proper. And if the prayers are not sound and proper, then the rest of the deeds will not be sound and proper, as the Prophet ﷺ himself stated. Besides, there are also benefits in our life, and is discovered by scientists, which was told by our great Prophet ﷺ 1400 years ago. Before I conclude my speech, I would want to say that Ramadan is over. We all are going back like what we were. Please try to pray 5 times and try to limit your sins and ask Allah's forgiveness. So, akhiri dawani, and alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum.
This is me, ABDIN. Today I am going to describe shortly about the topic without salat. How can I believe that I am a Muslim? First of all, that's really impossible to believe as a Muslim without salah. Muslims believe that we are created for the sole reason to worship Allah alone. This purpose is fulfilled through the daily salah. Salah is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It is an obligation for every Muslim. Salah is only unique process by which we can differentiate between Muslim and non-Muslim. I will complete my speech.
So today my topic is without salat, how do I believe I am a Muslim? If we do not pray salat out of laziness or on purpose, we are kafir. Imam Ahmed said that the one who does not pray because of laziness is a kafir. This is most correct view and is that indicated by the evidence of Book of Allah and the Sunnah of His Messenger and by the word of the Salah and the proper understanding. Allah decided 3 things in Quran that the Mushrikeen have to do in order to eliminate the difference between them us. They should repent from shirk. They should perform prayer and they should pay zakah if they repent from shirk. But they do not perform the prayer or pay zakah, then they are abandoned in faith. They should do everything. We should perform salat every day. Without salat, we cannot go to paradise. By performing it, keep our body away from sins and bring in health, happiness and harmony. By performing regular namaz, keeps one fit and health. By burning extra calories, thereby losing weights, namaz stretch our muscle and helps to provide tone body. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected guests and parents and whoever present here and all of my friends, Assalamu alaikum. After a long time we have met. Respected guests and parents and whoever present here and all of my friends, Assalamu alaikum. After a long time we have met together in this class. And today's topic is without namaz, how can I believe that I am a Muslim? And today I will describe about it inshallah. So first sentence come with without namaz or salat. So we have to know what is namaz. Namaz is the only way to worship or to contact with Allah 5 times. Allah have made this only way compulsory to worship Him. Namaz is really important for us that we can skip other ibadat except namaz. Namaz stands in the second place of the pillars out of 5. And the first is Iman. We should also have Iman in ourselves. Now we can compare other ibadat with namaz. On the third pillar, it comes with zakat. Zakat means to purify or to purify your wealth. Zakat is only for the people who are rich, and we can skip it if we are not rich enough. And the fourth comes with Sawm or fasting. In this month, Muslims keep fasting for Allah, but still it can be skipped if you are sick or if we are in any problem. We can skip fasting and Allah will forgive us. And next there is Hajj on the fifth pillar of Islam. Hajj costs too much money and we should be healthy to perform Hajj. They only can do Hajj, so we can leave it if we are not rich enough. So now we have to understand that every ibadah have a way to skip, but salat is compulsory. We can never skip salat for any reason. Now you are thinking about that if we are sick, then we can perform salat. But no way we can skip salat. Those who don't pray salat, he is not a Muslim. If you are sick, then you can, if you are not capable to stand and pray salat, you can sit and pray salat. If you are also not capable to do that, then you can lay and pray salat. If you also cannot do that, you can pray salat in science. So we can understand this is very important for us. And in the Qiyamah, the first record will be taken for salat. Our Prophet Muhammad said that salat is the key of Jannah. So if you all do good deeds and you went to Jannah and there is no key, so what is the benefit? You can't skip even one rakat also. For example, 5 rakat are the keys, 5 parts of the key. If one is lost, then you can't open the door. Same like salah. If you lost one rakat, you can't open the door of Jannah. Namaz is being mentally satisfied and physically fit. Everything is acceptable, but skipping namaz is not acceptable. Allah will never forgive it. Now it comes to the parents. If parents are not, if parents doesn't allow, after 7 to 10, if parents doesn't, in 7 to 10 years we have to practice salat, and after that, if we don't pray salat, the parents have to beat them and pray salat. If they also don't do that, they have to get out of the house. And if they doesn't that, and the parents also doesn't do that, then the parents will get all the sins which have been on the sons. So today I will conclude my speech here. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum to Kishore Mela, President, and all of my friends. Assalamu alaikum. So today my topic is, if I not pray salat, then how can I call us a Muslim? So salat is a ibadat when we act like as a person's communication with Allah directly. It is a time where we can say our problems, we can thank Him directly. Allah has provided us 5 times prayers that they are obligated to perform throughout the day. There are no comparison between salat and other ibadat, because always salat is the best and greatest of all ibadats. The first pillar of Islam is Iman. To recite Kalima Shahadat from wholeheartedly is called as bringing Iman. And then the second pillar is Salat, but let us keep that at a side. We'll talk about that later. Now the third pillar is Sawm, which is Ramadan. This is compulsory for fit and healthy people. Like if somebody is a patient or he's sick or he's in a suffer, it is not compulsory for that person to keep fast. Then we come to the fourth pillar, which is Zakat. It is only compulsory for the person who is rich and who is capable for paying to the needy peoples. Now the fifth pillar, which is Hajj, which is for the people, who are capable of it. Who are capable of it. Now we come to the second pillar, which is Salah. It is the easiest and greatest ibadat of all. We can get sawab easily in the 5 times compared to the other ibadat. The 5 gifts which Allah has kept for regular praying namaz. Number 1, he will not have any intention for his reason. He will not get any punishment in the grave. He will finally get his result book in right hand. He will pass full surat very easily. He will get Jannah without any doubt. Now the difference between the Mu'min and the Kafir. In Hadith al-Sharif, it was said, difference between the believer and the unbeliever is namaz. The believer prays 5 times and the unbeliever doesn't. The punishments for namaz qaza in this life. Allah takes away blessings from his age, makes his life misfortunate. Allah does not accept his pleas, dua. Allah erases the features of good people from his face. Allah does not reward him for good deeds. Now the question is, the person who prays are imadar or not? Who doesn't pray are imadar or not? If the one who does not pray does not do it because he denies that it is obligatory, even though he is aware that Allah has commanded that prayer is established, then he is a kafir. And apostate according to the consensus for the Ummah. So now I like to conclude my speech, but before that I want to say, don't miss your namaz, because in Akhirah Allah will give us very hard punishment for it. So I like to conclude my speech. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, dear students, we are really happy to get our chief guest. Today our chief guest.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Kishore Mela কর্তৃক আয়োজিত আজকের এই ট্রেনিং সেশনে সম্মানিত সকল উপস্থিতি এবং আমার প্রাণপ্রিয় বন্ধুগণ, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। Today's subject: how can I claim myself as a Muslim if I don't perform salah properly? আমাদের নামাজ দুটি কারণে ঠিকমতো হয় না। প্রথমত আমরা নামাজ বুঝি না, আর দ্বিতীয়ত নামাজ না বোঝার কারণে আমরা নামাজের মনোযোগ দিই না, যার কারণে আমাদের নামাজ সম্পূর্ণভাবে হয় না। নামাজ যদি সম্পূর্ণভাবে হয় তাহলে সেটি আল্লাহর কাছে কবুল হবে না। রাসূল সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম হাদিসে বর্ণনা করেছেন, এই দুনিয়াতে সবচেয়ে নিকৃষ্ট চোর সেই চোর যে নামাজ চুরি করে। এখন নামাজ কিভাবে চুরি করে? নামাজ কিছু মুসল্লি আছে, মসজিদে দেখা যায় ইমামের পরে তারা যখন একা নামাজ পড়ে মুরগির বাচ্চার মতো ঠোক ঠোক করে সিজদা যায়, ঠোক ঠোক করে থেকে ওঠে, তারাই সে নামাজ চোর। নামাজ যদি আমরা ঠিক মতো না করি, নামাজ যদি আমাদের মন থেকে আমরা না করি, তাহলে আমাদের নামাজ কবুল হবে না। সৌদিতে বাইতুল্লাহতে যখন আব্দুর রহমান আল সুদাইস তারা নামাজ শুরু করে, তার পিছনে 50 লক্ষ 40 লক্ষ মুসল্লি কান্নায় ভেঙে পড়ে। একটি আয়াত বারবার ইমামকে রিপিট করতে হয়, কারণ তারা সেই আয়াতের মিনিং বোঝে। আমাদের দেশের কিছু ইমাম আছে যারা কোনটি জাহান্নামের আয়াত, কোনটি আযাব, কোনটিতে আযাবের আয়াত, কোনটিতে আযাব না, কি আযাব হবে সেটা তারা বোঝেন না। মুসল্লিদের দূরে করে ইমামও জানে না কোনটি জাহান্নামের আয়াত আর কোনটি জান্নাতের আয়াত, কোনটিতে জান্নাতের ব্যাপারে বর্ণনা করা হয়েছে, কোনটিতে জাহান্নামের ব্যাপারে বর্ণনা করা হয়েছে। তাই বাংলাদেশে প্রায় সময় এটা দেখা যায়, হুজুর নামাজ পড়াচ্ছে আর মুসল্লি ঘড়ির দিকে তাকিয়ে দেখছে যে দেখে আজকে হুজুর কতক্ষণ নামাজ পড়ায়। আবার এরকম মুসল্লি আছে যারা রুকুতে গিয়ে পেছন দিকে কয়জন মানুষ আছে তা গোনা শুরু করে। একবার এক ইমাম এশার নামাজ শেষে, ফরজ নামাজ শেষে তিনি মুসল্লিদের উদ্দেশ্য করে বললেন, আমার প্রিয় ভাইরা, মুসল্লি ভাইরা, আজকে আমার নামাজ 3 রাকাত হয়েছে না 4 রাকাত হয়েছে, আমার একটু ডাউট আছে, কেউ কি বলতে পারবে? একজন কনফিডেন্টলি উঠে বললো যে হুজুর আজকে নামাজ 3 রাকাত হয়েছে। হুজুরের মধ্যে কেউ কিছু বললো না, আপনি কনফিডেন্টের সাথে বললেন কিভাবে? উনি বললেন যে আমার 4টা দোকান আছে, আমি আমার প্রত্যেক একশো নামাজে ফরজে 4 রাকাত ফরজ নামাজে প্রত্যেক এক রাকাতে একটি করে দোকানের হিসাব শেষ করি, আজকে 3টি করেছি, মানে আজকে 3 রাকাত নামাজ হয়েছে। এরকম নামাজ পড়লে হবো? আমাদের নামাজ পড়তে হবে ফুল হার্ট সৌদি বাইতুল্লাহতে আব্দুর রহমান সুদাইস যখন নামাজ পড়েন তার পিছনে থাকা সকল 50 লক্ষ 40 লক্ষ মুসল্লিরা কান্না করে, কারণ তারা সেই আয়াতগুলো মিনিং বোঝে, তাদের মধ্যে আবেগ আছে। আর একজন কাফেরের মধ্যে আর একজন মুসলিমের মধ্যে পার্থক্য, যে মূল পার্থক্য, যেরকম আমাদের নাহিদ বলেছে, একজন মুসলিম, একজন মুমিন এবং কাফের মধ্যে মূল পার্থক্যটা নামাজই করে তোলে। একজন নন মুসলিম এবং মুসলিমের মধ্যে কে মুসলিম আর নন মুসলিম, এটা তাদের নামাজের মধ্যেই তুলে ওঠে। আমাদের সমাজে এমন কিছু মুসল্লি আছে যারা লোক দেখানো নামাজ করে, সেই দল লোকের নাম আমরা মুনাফিক নামে চিনি। আর মুনাফিককে চেনা কিন্তু এত সহজ না, মুনাফিকদের চেনা আমাদের জন্য খুবই কঠিন, কারণ তারা মুমিনদের মতো একটু বিপরে দাঁড়িয়ে পড়ে, আবার সেই মুনাফিক মার্কা লোকগুলোই মুমিনদের দাড়ি ধরে টানে। তাই মুমিনদের উচিত একটা, আর মুনাফিককে কিভাবে চিহ্নিত করা যায়? একজন মুনাফিক যখন মসজিদে ঢুকে সে চিন্তায় থাকে কখন সে মসজিদ থেকে বের হবে। পানির মাছ যেমন পানিতে নিরাপদ, সে পানির মাছকে যদি আমরা পানির বাইরে আনি তখন সে পানিতে যাওয়ার জন্য ছটফট করবে। পানির মাছ যেরকম পানিতে নিরাপদ, মুমিনও সেরকম মসজিদে নিরাপদ। আর পানির মাছকে বাইরে আনলে যেরকম মাছ ছটফট করে, একজন মুনাফিক মসজিদে ঢুকলে কিভাবে মসজিদ থেকে বের হবে সেই আশা নিয়ে মনে ছটফট করতে থাকে। রাসূল সাল্লাল্লাহু আলাইহি ওয়াসাল্লাম এর হাদিসে বর্ণিত আছে, আল্লাহ পাক হাদিসে সহিহ বুখারী, সহিহ মুসলিম এবং হাদিসে কুদসিতে বর্ণিত আছে, নামাজ পড়ার সাথে আল্লাহর সাথে, নামাজ পড়া মানে আল্লাহর সাথে কথা বলা। সুবহানাল্লাহ। নামাজ, সালাহ is the conversation between Allah and his slave, এটি হাদিসে বর্ণিত আছে। তাই এখানে একজন কাফেরের মধ্যে একজন মুসলমানের মধ্যে মূল, একজন কাফের মধ্যে সেই কাফের যদি কোনো কাজ করতে যায় তার কোনো দ্বিধাবোধ আসে না। আর নামাজ পড়লে আমাদের মনে যে স্ট্রেস, ফ্রাস্ট্রেশন সব দূর হয়ে নামাজের মধ্যে মনে একটি শান্তি বর্ষিত হয়। সেই শান্তি অন্য কোনো কাজের মাধ্যমে অর্জন করা যায় না, যতটুকু শান্তি নামাজের মধ্যে অর্জন করা যায়। একজন মানুষ যদি নামাজ হয়, মন থেকে নামাজ পড়ে, সে কোনো খারাপ কাজ করার আগে 10 বার ভাববে যে আমি কি কাজটা ঠিক করতেছি, আল্লাহ কি আমার উপর সন্তুষ্ট থাকবেন। কিন্তু একজন বেনামাজিকে আপনি একটা খারাপ কাজ করতে বলেন, সে নির্দ্বিধায় করবে, কারণ তার মধ্যে আল্লাহর ভয় নেই তার নামাজে। আর আল্লাহ আমাদের নামাজে যদি আমরা মন থেকে পড়ি, আল্লাহ প্রত্যেকটি নামাজের প্রত্যেকটি আয়াতের প্রত্যেকটি সেন্টেন্সের জবাব আমাদের দেন। কিভাবে দেন? যখন আমরা সূরা ফাতিহা পড়ি, আলহামদুলিল্লাহি রাব্বিল আলামিন, আল্লাহ তখন আমাদের জবাব দেন, আমার বান্দা আমার শ্রেষ্ঠত্ব বয়ান করবে। এভাবে আল্লাহ প্রত্যেকটি আয়াত, প্রত্যেকটি রুকু সিজদার জবাব আমাদের দেন। তাই আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করতে চাই এটা বলে যে নামাজ আমাদের জীবনে খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট একটি প্রভাব ফেলে, both in our only life and our আখিরাত। নামাজ পৃথিবীতে পড়লে যেই ফায়দা, পৃথিবীতে আমাদের যে কোনো ধরনের টেনশন, ফ্রাস্ট্রেশন আমরা দূর করতে পারি নামাজের মাধ্যমে। আর আখিরাতের সময় সর্বপ্রথম যে হিসাবটি নেওয়া হবে সেটি হলো নামাজের হিসাব। যখন একটি হাসরের ময়দানে আল্লাহ একজন মানুষকে ধরবেন, সর্বপ্রথম তাকে বলবেন তুমি কি নামাজ ঠিকমতো পড়েছো। তাই নামাজ আমাদের জন্য ইম্পর্টেন্ট। আর নামাজ যদি আমরা না পড়ি আমাদের জন্য অনেক ডেঞ্জার শাস্তি রেডি করেছেন আল্লাহ, যেটি অনেকগুলো সূরাতে আল্লাহ বলেছেন। তো আমি এই বলে আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করছি। আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।
Today I'm going to speak about this topic, what the importance of Salah in Islam. It is a direct communication with Allah. Through Salah or Namaz, through Salah or Namaz, we can establish a communication or a connection with Allah. The Arabic word Salah is derived by the meaning connection. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who stands to pray, he is connecting himself with Allah, and let him stay connected and let him focus and to how he speaks to his Lord, and don't cut this relationship between you and your Creator. It is also a pillar of Islam. The Salah is the second most important pillar of Islam, and it is the most compulsory and regular action in our or every Muslim's life. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also has said, we fast 1 month every year, we pay zakah once every year, and Hajj also once a lifetime. However,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected judge, respected president, respected parents, and all of my dear Kishore Mela friends. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So today my topic is about without namaz, how can I become a true Muslim? Salat or namaz, it's a way to communication with Allah. There are mainly 5 pillars of Islam, among them the salat stood at second. The importance of Salah is the key to Jannah. We know there are pins in the keys. If we miss anyone, then we cannot enter the door. Same as Salah, if we miss anyone, we will not enter Jannah. On the judgment day, the question or accountability of Salah will be done first. On the judgment day, the mouth and face will shine like diamonds because of wudu ablution done for Salah. After that, he will receive Jannah. It is also distinguished between Iman and Kufr. It is also distinguished between Munafiqs. Munafiqs pray only 1 or 2 times Salah in order to show people that they are Imandars. When Prophet ﷺ went to Miraj, Allah gave some suggestion. Among them, the first was Salah. Prophet ﷺ also said that As-Salatul Mirajul Mu'minin. The Salah acts as a mirage for the Mu'minins. We cannot skip Salah at any cost. At the age, every people, including children, pray Salah in Jama'ah. It was also made a rule in that era. We can be free for sins. Moreover, it increases the tendency of doing good deeds. Jabir bin Abdullah wal-Abihi said, Prophet ﷺ says, Bainul kufri wa iman tarkus salah. Between disbelief and faith, he left Salah. Sahih Muslim. At last, I want to conclude my speech saying that do not skip Salah, make a time schedule of it and do it perfectly.
Today we are going to talk about the importance of Salah. Now, in the Quran it is mentioned, Inna salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing. Now, there is a lot of meaning in this. The first is to be known after there are 5 pillars of Islam. So after the 5 pillars, the first is the Shahada. After the Shahada is the prayer. So prayer is the second most important pillar of Islam. Now, and it is said that the 5 prayers is what differentiates between you and the other religions. So in all other religions, Christianity, Hindu and all, they will pray occasionally. They will not pray all 5 times a day. So that's the difference between the Muslims and the Kafir. Now, missing one of the prayers, one of the 5 daily prayers is considered a major sin. And a major sin has its own consequences. And not praying the 5 times a day, there are many rulings on that. If you don't pray 3 times a day, and if the person doesn't think that prayer is obligatory, according to Islamic law, Sharia, he will be taken and he will be executed and he will be buried without giving any janazah or not. Whereas there's also another Islamic ruling regarding the one who is negligent, who understands that prayer is important but he's not praying, and it goes for more than 3 days. As far as Islamic ruling says that he will also be getting executed and there will be janazah prayed for him with the Muslim. But that shows the consequence of the severity of Salah and that the actions have to be taken against it. Second thing is that praying Salah is not enough. There is something called khushu. There is a ayat in the Quran which says about that, there is a ayat, I don't know where it is, but it says about that there are people whose prayers have been wasted. Now scholars have differed on it, saying that they have prayed but are still doing sin, or some also have said that they have prayed but there is no khushu. Khushu is a term called for concentration. If you can maintain khushu and namaz, you will have concentration in many aspects of life. Concentration for studying, concentration for anything. Because If you look at meditation and concentration in Kishore Namas, in meditation, there is no external force that much is disturbing you. Okay, you're able to focus, you're able to move all your thoughts and you're able to focus. It is hard, but you're able to focus without an external force. Whereas in namaz, it's one step ahead, the advance. You have an external force, that is the shaitan. I forgot the name of the shaitan that disturbs you specifically for namaz, but there's a shaitan that specifically disturbs you for namaz and Quran recitation. He disturbs you, you fight against him and you concentrate. So there are two powerful things here. You are concentrating with regards to an external force. Now look at the value of the powerful of the concentration you created. More powerful than meditation or any other thing. And no wonder a person who has khushu in namaz, means the concentration. Like every word you said, Allahu Akbar, means Allah is great. Then Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, means all praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Every meaning is being recited. And then the surahs which he knows more, it's preferable to say the surah which you know the meaning more. Like surah, depending on the surah you know. So it increases concentration. What happens if you don't have concentration? There are many things that happens if you don't have concentration. First thing is that if you don't have concentration, it's very less likely that you'll have any effect on it. You'll be like, as the brother said, just going up and down, going at speed. Yes, there is something called, okay, if you don't know the meanings, praying slowly and steadily. Not just going and doing as he said, like a hen, how it just goes and pecks up and down. Second thing is, if you look at the Quran ayat, it mentions specifically that salah is a way to save yourself from immorality. Now if you look deep in the meaning, they're actually referring to khushu. Because there are people who are praying 5 times a day, there are people who are praying 5 times a day, but still do bad. And why is that? That is because they don't have concentration. Because when you have concentration on the prayer, look, the third meaning. It is you who we worship and you we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path. Now look, a person is saying, guide us to the straight path. He's saying it repeatedly. Now imagine the person who does sin, he'll keep on thinking when he's saying the khushu. I'm saying this, guide us to the straight path, and I'm not following straight. I'm acting like almost like a hypocrite. So now see how much concentration it brings. And somewhere they said that prayer is to be performed with remembrance of Allah and forgiveness on it. Now there are two things. So now khushu is actually the main thing of that salah that differentiates. Otherwise you can still pray all the five prayers and still not be regarded and still have no khushu and will follow the sins and all the way of the disbelievers and everything. So salah, the prayer itself is important and khushu is that. But first establish the prayer, then comes the khushu. But then prayer without khushu is also like, you can say, it has no value, because the wording that is referred, that prayer protects you from immorality and all, it is more referred to khushu of salah, the khushu of the prayer. So now we understand 2 points that establishing prayer, the consequences, as they said, the Islamic law punishment, if you don't pray for 3 days, that it goes, imagine, to the extent of execution. So that's one consequence of there. Second is, we're talking about the khushu. And there is in hellfire, hell has so many places. In hellfire, there are so many places. One for munafiq, there are so many horror places in hellfire. There is a special place for people whose salah have been wasted. And there are also many means they never ever cared for salah. Or some scholars have said that it's not about khushu, or their salah has no effect on their hearts or anything. They just keep on praying salah just like that. So we have to take this matter seriously. Because without salah, forget everything. When a person enters Islam, Prophet first teaches him salah. That's the first thing the Prophet teaches him. Then before all the other laws of zakat and fitr, everything, the Prophet first teaches him salah. Then the next. And also if you look at the 5 daily prayers, how it is, at the 5 pillars, how it is designed. It is designed in first from shahada, then the salah, then the rest. It is designed. And if you look in the Quran, they always mention salah first, then zakah. But they connected both, saying that each one cannot be stable without that. And then in Surah Baqarah, in a beautiful ayah, and then it comes, they connect both of these, then they bring Ramadan. So in Surah Baqarah connects all of them, but if you really look, salah and zakah comes each together, means they complement each other. If you pray salah and don't give zakah, that's also a big major thing. In Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu's time, when he was a caliph, some people were not giving zakah, and he took a serious action against it. Because no one can be called a Muslim if he doesn't pay zakah if he has the ability to pay it. But then, look, we cannot say any of them as empty, but first we mention salah. So then at the final of all, is the importance is that the Prophet said, when one man came and asked the Prophet about the virtue of deed, which is the most virtuous. He said salah, salah, salah 3 times. And then he said jihad for the sake of Allah. But salah he said 3 times. It's just like how the mother is the most important than the father. Same like how salah is more important than many other deeds. Perform salah, then we'll focus on the next one. And as we can see in many other countries like Bangladesh and all, the environment for salah is not there. People are very negative. There, if you pray salah 5 times a day, you're considered a very high status. Now, why is that? Because people don't pray salah. So first make the people pray salah. Then we will focus on helping them with other stuff. First pray salah. First start praying salah. Get the habit. Then develop the khushu. And khushu will take time. Khushu is not that easy. It will take time. But there is also another ayah. And fear and obey and fear Allah as much as you can. And also the Prophet said that. And if I say you something, do it as much as you can. Means that do it as the best you can. And inshallah, don't worry. Inshallah, everything will be okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And also we do dua for President Muhammad Mursi who passed away and the rest of the Sunnah.
So when we talk about salah, it is quite different. It is what defines us. Because when we look at the other things in our religion, like keeping a beard, or women wearing veils on their head, paying zakat, going for hajj, other religions, they have their other things. They can also give charity, they can also go to pilgrimage. But salah, this is the one which differentiates us from other non-Muslims. The word Muslim means to submit or to be peaceful. And we can achieve this peace only through salah. Without salah, we cannot be Muslims. In Islam, after Iman, the most important pillar is salah. It has been made obligatory on us as it was made on the people who came before us. It is so important that after a person takes shahada, the action which becomes obligatory on him is salah. For example, if you take a person who took his shahada maybe during Fajr, then salah becomes obligatory for him from Dhuhr. Even if he does not know any surah Fatiha, nothing he knows, he only has to say Allahu Akbar, Sami Allahu liman hamidah. These are the things. This shows how important salah is. And then we know, as the Prophet once asked his companions, that if a person who has a river near his house bathes over there 5 times a day, will there be any dirt? He asked his companion. The companion said no. And the Prophet said, this is the case for salah. If a person prays salah 5 times a day, then all his minor sins will be washed away. For the major sins, we have to do tawbah. If on the day of judgment, a person, the record of salah is good, then the rest of his trial will go smoothly. Then we also know that salah keeps a man from evil. But how? We look at ourselves, we pray salah, but still we keep on sinning. We know that man was made in such a way that he will sin and he will repent. But the sins we commit are a bit different. That is because during salah, we don't have that concentration, as my friend before said, khushu. That concentration is needed very much during salah. What we say, what we hear when we are in Jama'ah from the Imam. Because as we know, we start the prayer by praising Allah, then asking His forgiveness, asking for Him to guide us to the straight path. If we do not keep this in mind, then our prayer will not go smoothly. We should imagine ourselves standing before Allah, prostrating before Him, and reciting from the Holy Quran. Only if we do like this, as I mentioned, then only that fear of Allah, the taqwa, will stay with us. And since the salah is 5 times a day, it will inshallah stay with us throughout. Without this, we cannot achieve that inner peace which salah was made for. We should be conscious of the fact that Allah is watching us. Only then we will achieve this inner peace. We know that salah is the key to Jannah, but without the key, how can we open the gate? It is not possible. That's why we should pray salah. And now the question comes for some of you. There are many of us, maybe, who do not pray 5 times a day. My advice would be to you to pray 5 times a day. Those who do, alhamdulillah, try going to masjid and praying 5 times a day over there. Once you have done all those, then try to focus on your quality, because we know quality is always important than quantity. You pray how much ever you want, but if you do not have that quality, that concentration, then it will all be for naught. And then once you have done all those things, alhamdulillah, then you start going to quantity, go to different types of namaz. We have the tahajjud, then many others are there. Then inshallah we can hope to achieve this inner peace, and then inshallah get Jannah. May Allah all grant us Jannah. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for letting me speak. I wanted to stress upon why the whys and the cause and the effects of not praying salah, and basically why we do not do it. I would call us crazy, literally. Can you tell me why we are crazy or stupid? Anyone? I mean, please raise your hand who wants to be successful. What? Like nobody wants to be successful or what? Yeah, everyone wants to be successful, yeah? And someone tell me, how can we be successful? What does success means to us?
Achieving goals in life.
Yeah, like, tell me, what's the goal? Yeah. What's the goal? What's the main goal? Jannah. Yeah. And we all know the key to Jannah is Salah. So, haven't we become crazy now? Like, I mean, like we know we want to be successful, we know Salah is the key, and still we end up not praying. So, let me get into why we do not pray. Even if we pray, there are most of us, we do pray Friday Jummahs. Yeah? We pray Friday Jummahs. Or, you know, occasionally we even pray maybe Zuhur or Asr, which is convenient for us. What makes us not praying often or every day, regularly? It is mainly because we see what's the use of praying. I mean, okay, I ask Allah, oh Allah, please, I want that phone tomorrow or next week. I want that iPhone next week. Yeah, tiredness. Okay, fine. Now that is Iman. Okay? Now you should prioritize. Your tiredness, you're tired, you're exhausted. Is that important or you want Jannah? Which one would you choose? Jannah for sure. Yeah, what I was saying is the causes why we do not pray. Now we look for short-term goals. Allah has given us only that much memory. You can only see from here to maybe some extent there, but then we cannot see beyond what is there. So we should trust Allah and trust on the process, and keep on praying. Now if you say, Allah, please, I'll pray for the next 1 week, and I've been praying since like last month. Please, I want that iPhone for sure. And if you cannot give me that iPhone, I won't be praying to you. Okay, mainly there is a case. I mean, we most of us over here, maybe you are 7th standard to 9th standard. When I was your age, I used to be like, okay, I pray to Allah, Allah is listening to me. So what's the point in praying? Yeah? Isn't that true? That's true, right? So what we should keep in mind is, আমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে আমরা আল্লাহ আমাদের কিন্তু আমাদের একটা গোল সেট করে রাখছে। হ্যাঁ, আমরা 1 মাস পরে আমরা এক জায়গায় পৌঁছাবো, ওইটা আমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে আমরা 1 মাস পরে যেটা হবে ওষুধ দেখতে পারবো। আমাদের 5 বছর পরে যে আমাদের কি আছে, আমাদের আইফোন আছে নাকি ল্যাম্বোর্গিনি একটা কার আছে আল্লাহ আমাদের রাখছে, ওটা আমরা জানি না। ওই জন্য আমাদের ফলো করে যেতে হবে। আমরা জাস্ট স্টপ করে রাখলে হবে না, একজনের দিলে লুজার আমরাই কিন্তু। ঠিক আছে? আর আমার দুইটা রিকমেন্ডেশন, আমরা প্রেয়ারটা আরো কেমনে ইজিনেস হতে পারবো, আমরা সালাদ একটা কানেকশন কেমনে বানাতে পারবো। One of the two ways, try to pray in Juma in congregation, in জামার সাথে পড়লে আছে না, আমরা লাগছে কি আমরা কিছু মিস করতেছি। হ্যাঁ, আমি চলে যাবো, আমি জীবনে বসে আসা করছি, এখন না চলে এটা মনে খারাপ লাগে। যদি চলে যায়, চলো, লাইক জামা করলে ফিল হয় তুমি অনেক চলে। এখন আমি প্রয়োজন পাশে পড়লে আসেন, আমরা রেখে দিই, আমি বলি ওকে 3 ঘন্টা পরে পড়বো, 4 ঘন্টা পরে পড়বো, and then the time is over. Our prayer ছেড়ে দিই। So one of the advice would be to pray in congregation, And the next would be try making friends who regularly prays. So sometimes like you're playing game, suppose you're playing FIFA right now, okay? Maybe 4 of you are playing in a tournament, FIFA tournament, and obviously suppose each of you are playing as a team. I mean 4 people, 4 teams. So at a time only 2 teams can play. Yeah? এবং এখন আজান দিছে, আজান দেওয়ার পরে দুজন খেলতেছো, তো আর দুজন ওরা সবাই কিন্তু প্রে করো, ঠিক আছে? কিন্তু যে দুজন খেলতেছে অবশ্যই ওরা খেলা ছাড়া যেতে চাবে না। তো অন্য যে দুজন ওরা অবশ্যই যেহেতু ওদের চান্স পাচ্ছে না, ওরা খেলতেছে না, ওরা বলে আমরা নামাজ সাথে পরে আসি। যেহেতু ওরা রেগুলার প্লেয়ার, ওরা কিন্তু যারা খেলতেছে ওদেরকে কিন্তু টানিয়ে নিয়ে যাবে। সো দ্যাটস দ্য অ্যাডভান্টেজ অফ হ্যাভিং দ্যাট স্পেশাল ফ্রেন্ড, দ্যাট রেগুলার প্রেইং ফ্রেন্ড। বুঝছো? That's what I'm saying. That's all. Thank you so much.
Be a good Muslim, if you want to be a good Muslim, first condition is that you have to pray. We can't bring you if you want. We can't teach you if you want, right? We can't bring you here if you want. Salah, nobody can teach you. Nobody can force you if you want. Okay? So please, every day there are only 5 times salah. How much? 5 times. Only 5 times. This is not a big and difficult problem. A big prize waiting for you. Okay? So please, we all of guys, we will try inshallah to pray every day 5 times inshallah.
আমাদের অভিভাবকরা অনেক উপস্থিত হয়েছেন, আপনাদেরকে অনুষ্ঠানের পক্ষ থেকে আমাদেরকে আন্তরিক মোবারকবাদ জানাচ্ছে। অভিভাবকদের পক্ষ থেকে সংক্ষিপ্ত অনুভূতি জানার জন্য অনুরোধ করছে আমাদের জিনাত আলী ভাই। জিনাত ভাইকে সংক্ষিপ্ত অনুভূতি জানার জন্য অনুরোধ করছে। ইউএস নেভিতে চাকরি করে বলেছেন।
প্রোগ্রাম একটি ভৌতিক প্রোগ্রাম। এই প্রোগ্রামের মাধ্যমে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের যে কী পরিবর্তন আসতেছে তা আমরা তাদেরকে জীবন থেকে উপলব্ধি করতে পারতেছি। তো এই প্রোগ্রামের মাধ্যমে তারা যেভাবে যা কিছু শিখতেছে এবং তাদের থেকে অন্য যারা শিখতেছে এটা খুবই ভালো। আশা করি এই প্রোগ্রাম বাচ্চাদের ভবিষ্যৎ উজ্জ্বলের জন্য সহায়ক হবে, এগুলি আমি আমার শেষ করছি।
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, আমাদের অভিভাবকরা আমাদের অনেক হেল্প করতেছে। লাস্ট আমাদের জানুয়ারির প্রোগ্রাম প্রত্যেক আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমরা অভিভাবকদের অনেক সাড়া পাচ্ছি। ওনারা না চাইলে আমাদের পক্ষে প্রোগ্রাম বাস্তবায়ন করা অসম্ভব হতো। আমরা আমাদের কিশোর মেলা পরিবারের পক্ষ থেকে ওনাদের মোবারকবাদ জানাচ্ছি। আমাদের সংক্ষিপ্ত কথা বলার জন্য অনুরোধ করছি আমাদের ইসলামাবাদের অভিভাবক সালেহ আহমদ ভাইকে।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। ধন্যবাদ কিশোর মেলার সকল কর্তৃপক্ষকে এবং আজকের এই সুন্দর অনুষ্ঠানে উপস্থিত আমাদের কিশোররা, শুভেচ্ছা তোমাদেরকে। এমন একটা মহৎ কাজ এখানে কিশোর মেলা করতেছে। আমার অভিভাবকবৃন্দ যে কাজ করতে পারতেছি না, আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে এটা কিশোর মেলা সুন্দরভাবে উপস্থিত করতেছে তাদেরকে ফ্রাঙ্কলি এবং ফ্রেন্ডলি। খুব সুন্দর অনুষ্ঠান হয়েছে, এটা আপনারা কন্টিনিউ রাখবেন। আর আমারও ইনশাআল্লাহ যতটুকু সম্ভব সহযোগিতা অব্যাহত রাখবেন।
জাযাকাল্লাহ। যে আমাদের আরেকজন অভিভাবক মিরাজ ভাই, উনি সংক্ষিপ্ত কথা বলবেন।
উপস্থিত এভরিবডি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ। আসলে যে যে ইসলামিক ধর্মের যে চলতেছে এটা আসলে আমি এখানে তো সময় দিতে পারি না, আমি আসতে পারি না। আমি যদিও একটু চাকরি করি যেন হয়তো আসতে পারি না আর কি। যাই হোক, আমার ছেলে মোহাম্মদ ফয়জুল ইসলাম আলিফ, উনি সবসময় আমাদের জেনারেল ভাই, তিনি আমার অনেক ক্লোজ, সেই সবসময় আনানিয়া করে। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, দোয়া করি সবাই এই জিনিসটার জন্য একত্রিতভাবে করার জন্য সবাইকে আল্লাহ তৌফিক দান করুন। এবং শেষ করি।
Jazakallah. Now I'd like to request our
I am the advisor of Kishore Mela. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. You are the great nation. Allah has created you for the welfare of the whole mankind. Do you understand all these things? Allah declared in the Quran that you are the great nation. You are the best nation. When we are a student like you, when I studied 8th standard in Bangladesh, we are trying. We are recruited by full Kuri in Bangladesh, small children like you. I became very happy when I saw all these very cute boys and babies like this. We are happy. We are the great nation, and Allah has created us for the welfare, for the nursing of all whole mankind. So we have to prepare ourselves as the rescuer of humanity. So how will you lecture this one? I become a story that how I become Muslim without Salah or something like that. Salah is the most important after Shahada, and it is the guiding force of a true Muslim. Guiding force for everything, not only for ibadah. Just we go to the mosque and pray, it is my duty is finished. Not if I go for a study, this is my guiding force. If I go for a job, it is my guiding force. If I go for administration, it is my guiding force. Understand? Allah is said in the Holy Quran that this is the guiding force, and this will work as a bodyguard of a true Muslim. Allah said that inna salata tanha anil fahsai wal munkar. The namaz, the salat will protect you from all kinds of fahisha. Fahisha means all kinds of evil, devils, and satanic excess or something like that, or satanic network. Understand? So how important is that? Salat-based Muslim Ummah will lead his life on the base of Salah. The base in the Hadith said, As-salatu imaduddin. The Salat is the main foundation of the Deen. Deen, do you understand what is Deen? Deen is the full code of life, not only the religion. Religion is only the simple part or 5% of life, Deen. Other 95% is our social life or something like that. We have to travel all over the world, in every sphere of life, every branch of life we have to go. So Salah is the guiding force for everywhere, every place. If you go to perform your duty, that is Salah will guide you. If you perform to study, Salah will guide you. If you go to become president or minister, Salah will guide you. Understand? So how important is you have to consider now. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, As-salatu imaduddin. Faman akama salata wa man akama din. Those who perform the salah, he established the din. Wa man taraka salata faqad hadama din. Who absent from the salah or who is neglecting the salah, he destroy the full deen Islam, and you will be punished for that. Understand? If you don't pray yourself, that don't consider that you only escape, you are absent from the salah, but you destroy the full Islam. If some true Muslim absent from the salah, he destroy the full Islam. This is what Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. So we have to, because it is the best umbrella, best organization in the foreign country, and we have opportunity that Talimul Quran is organizing all these things. Otherwise, the challenging world, we are facing many difficulties, many problems everywhere in the world. You are not saving in the mosque even, outside of the Muslim country. Do you believe it? So we have to prepare ourselves. And Allah declared us we are the leader of humankind. And how we have to be acquire the quality of the leadership. Allah said you have to face all the challenges of the modern technology. You have to face all the modern challenges by there is two things. You have to be acquire knowledge on the basis of Islamic Sharia, the Holy Quran and Hadith, and you have to practice it. These two things are there. If you have the highest knowledge or great knowledge, but if you don't pray, if you don't practice it, so it is in vain. Do you understand? Without practicing, Islam is not allowing anything without practicing. If you go to one of our leader, he is traveling to Europe. He came to Bahrain again. He said they are offering me, soft drink or something like this. This is including with liquor. You understood, I think. He said, no, I don't drink. So they are asking, are you a Muslim, practicing Muslim? They are asking, oh yeah, we found a practicing Muslim who is traveling here, who is not drinking. I met the British First Secretary in Dubai Airport when I was traveling in 1997. He was sitting there, I was sitting here. So after a long time, because 4 or 5 hours there is break, he said, why you want to travel? I said, I'm going to Dhaka. It is very tribal place, don't go there. He told me like, why don't go there? What are you doing there? I said, I'm an engineer or something like that. He said, he came near to me and he is discussing. And you are the people made the world terrible. Muslims are protecting the world. So I give him the example or something like this. I discussed with him maybe more than 1.5 hours. After he convinced, maybe if I can another 1 hour, he become Muslim. And I give him example, your government terrorize the people, this Muslim are great ummah, Muslim are welfare nation, Muslim are missionary nation, who is helping, it is a historical, this is not like a history, it is a true, this is like this. So I was discussing while he get down, because while in the Dhaka, because he was traveling first class, I was traveling in the economy class. So I don't meet him in the flight. When I get down, I saw there is many people came from him and there is a dog also. He is handling the dog and it is going, you are invited to British Embassy with your family, come there. He told me like this. I said, okay, inshallah, you are invited to my home country in village, that area, Kumilla, you come there, I will justify you. Come with your family. So if you have knowledge and you have your opportunity, because we don't know English, we did not study in English medium, We were trying to sing a song when I was 8, 9, I started in English. With a Muslim ummah, with the highest and best, this will take me maybe 15 days. Full sing when in Islamic organization, they wrote this song and they led us to memorize and to recite in the program, big program, study program. He knows also. So you are very lucky that you know English. And we are not 100% English, but alhamdulillah, we are there. So I thank all of you and thank the guardian also who are sending their son in a secured umbrella and to acquire to prepare their future life and to lead their life in a correct way. Because this challenging world, our children, our society will vanish. Our society will, they will lost in the past also they lost their life. Those who lose their life and direction, they will be ruins. There will be ruins. The Muslims are suffering like this now. Whole world. Muslim Ummah, they are fearing the Muslim Ummah. Muslim Ummah is a great and character people. They build up they have base. So we have to be prepared, and we have our chief guest and other dignitaries to lecture. Thank you very much, and thank you the guardian again that they are bringing their children here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We praise Allah. We seek refuge in Allah. Salam and prayers upon His best creation and the final messenger, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's indeed a privilege and honor to see so many bright faces and the future generation. Alhamdulillah, I'm very humble and very delighted to be here. Alhamdulillah. Indeed, what you have spoken, many of those, is a reminder for all of us. And I'm so impressed that Alhamdulillah you have done your homework and you came with your preparation and beautiful delivery. So many things. Some of you are very well versed in Quranic verses, and Alhamdulillah some of you have very good Sahih Hadith and good delivery. I'll just speak a few things, given that I have an opportunity perhaps. First of all, let's start with the topic. Such a beautiful topic, and I would like to go back to the basic. Let's take an example of myself. That if I'm saying that I'm a Muslim, what really makes me a Muslim? I claim that I have Iman. Can I show any of you that I have Iman? If I say I'm a Muslim, I pay zakah. Can I show? Let's say, I pay zakah. Is there any way I can prove? If another pillar of Islam is Saum or fasting. If I'm fasting, is there any way I can prove that I'm fasting or not? And then fifth pillar is Hajj. Many of you discussed, there are so many preconditions to prove that. So again, many people cannot do it. Many people, if they can, perhaps once in a life. But it's only Salah or the prayer which is a visible ibadah, which makes or which allow other to make myself as other to be witness that I'm a Muslim. So we need to take from the basic perspective that everything we are claiming, nobody can really see whether I have those inside me or not, but the Salah is the only thing. Iqamatu Salah, if I go to masjid, people see. If I'm reciting Quran in Salah, people hear. So we'll have to understand from that perspective that if I do not pray Salah, do I have really anything to claim I'm a Muslim? And it would be very important if when you grow up, you live in a non-Muslim country, then you realize that how it makes different that a Muslim and a non-Muslim. Because everything else is almost the same. You will see people have beard, people have long clothes and everything, but it's only Salah which makes different. On Friday, some will go to the bar and other things, the Muslim will go to the masjid. So please do practice Salah. Now, there's a few other things. Alhamdulillah, some of you made very good observation and the Hadith and Quranic references that Salah is dialogue or communication or conversation with Allah. If you take it a little bit, that's a very practical way. Now, if we hear that King Hamad would like to have a conversation with us, and the idea is, if we go, it's a direct conversation, and the King Hamad will, whatever you ask, will grant you. Do you think that we will miss the opportunity? All of us will line up. Perhaps some of you will go from midnight. Because if the conversation or the dialogue starts from very early morning, many people will line up from very early. Because we know the visible benefit. Now, if you put Allah in that place, Allah would like to have a dialogue with us, would like to have a conversation, a communication. And King Hamad is a human. He has all the shortcomings human beings have. But Allah is the creator. Allah can grant everything. And then Allah is calling that 5 times you can have conversation with me. So my suggestion would be to you that if a dignitary, a celebratory is coming and we line up to meet and to have a dialogue, Allah has an open line 5 times, even more, anytime. And particularly for the students, I remember when I was a student, again, there is no best practice or no practice, but a couple of things really work for me, and from my own practice I can tell you that you can never prepare enough for your examination or for your test. But one thing really helped me. Interestingly, I think I was one of the best students in my generation by the grace of Allah. But every time, whenever there was a test or exam, I was very, very nervous. Of course, I prepare a lot, sometime, day, night, but still I used to be very nervous. And lately, I had one practice, and that really helped me. And I suggest that some of you may practice that. I used to prepare to the best of my ability, and then before I go for test, I'll pray 2 rakah. And then in my prayer, the last rakah, in the sajda, I will make an appeal to Allah that, Ya Allah, I have did from my part the best, now I want your help. And interestingly, every time I used to do that, after that I used to feel inner peace and inner confidence. And alhamdulillah, it did work for me. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing right, but what I'm suggesting that, in fact, you can make salah in different aspects, particularly for a student. Other aspect I also, experienced in my life, even that I graduated now 15 years before from the last university, the time management. And all of you know and agree with me that life is nothing but, in time, allocated time. Now, if you see salah, the 5 times, that's the best management of time for a human being. And I would emphasize and underscore very much for the student that in terms of time management, nothing can be more effective than salah. If you do practice salah, wake up for Fajr, and that's the best time to study. And in my whole life, I have seen that what I used to do, like the 3rd quarter of the night, 3 to 5 was my best time to study. I used to memorize everything at that time. So if you wake up for Fajr, before Fajr or after Fajr, that's the best time to study. That's the best time to memorize. That's the best time to concentrate. Then again, nowadays we have a lot of distraction. One of the distraction, of course, you would agree, the devices. But if you follow, let's say, the Salah as the timeline, and particularly Isha Salah, Prophet ﷺ would not like that anyone sleeping before Isha and anyone remain awake after Isha. So if we practice that, okay, Isha is my kind of time management, that after Isha Salah I should go to bed, with the aim and intention that I will wake up for Fajr, I think there could be no better time management. Now, with this topic, I would just to focus another aspect. Now you are growing, some of you are in the universities. Inshallah, soon you will be facing the real life. There are 2 ways we face the real world. One is the written world. You will communicate through writing. And the other aspect is the oral communication, where we face, you go to university, perhaps you will have to face the teachers, then you will graduate, you will have to go for job, you will have to face the interview. All this partly is happening written, and another part would be your oral communication. Now, this speech, what you have given, that's a preparation for that. And I would like to, given that, my field is a little bit that field, I would like to emphasize 4 things. Many of you have spoken very well, very good, and I strongly encourage keep it up. But there's 4 things you need to remember when you speak, and I hope that would help. In fact, it came not recently, even in Greek, time, they used to also follow the 4 things. Number 1 is the best person. Now, Of course, if a president is speaking, you'll see that everybody go to, if you can, go to the occasion where he is speaking, people will go, or at least will glue to the TV to see what the president is speaking to. Now, the best person, when a best person is speaking, we listen. Now, of course, we are not president or we are not even a dignitary, but we'll have to make ourselves best person. How can we do that? You will see there is a certain ways people make their speech. The best dress, best, sitting position, best way to start. If you do research, you will see that people in a conversation or in a speech, people generally focus the first two sentences. So if you come up with something very, very attractive, direct, people will focus that. So the best person is, of course, we'll have to do some research, we'll have to do some preparation, we'll have to do some thinking that how I can be the best person when I'm speaking. There's 50 people, let's say here, not necessarily everybody will be the best person, but some people will remember, other speaker will remember, because the way they have started, the way they have presented, the way they have dressed up, this will make an impact. And I'm giving this advice because you'll be facing the real life soon. The second aspect is the best event. Now, of course, there's a different events we speak. Now, even for these sorts of things, whether it's a competition or not competition, we need to understand the events. Like, of course, today we have a topic, but if we have an occasion and we start speaking something junk, irrelevant, it will give an impression. So we need to focus that what event we are speaking. Today we have an event, we have a topic, we have the audience, and we do know what we'll be doing. So if we focus that, where I'm speaking, who are my audience, what would be the events, am I speaking standing, do I have a, the presentation devices and everything, so those things will help, and particularly in the future life. The third aspect is the content. This is the most important thing. Everybody can speak if you know what you're going to speak. If you do not have the content, if you do not have the substance, the best speaker struggles. So I suggest that every time we plan to speak, even in the conversation and everything, always we need to think that what we are speaking for. What are my subjects? What are my substances? What are my contents? If we focus that, you will see the people will listen, our speech will be effective, what we are speaking, that would give an impact. The fourth thing is the delivery. How do I deliver? There's just so many things, and many of you did excellent job. The pace, the content, the preparation, the eye contact, the pitch, many things come in under this. So what I suggest that the preparation is very important, and this sort of opportunity, don't miss the opportunity, because take this an opportunity for future preparation, because when you will grow, this will be part of your life, in your job, in your interaction with other people, in your day-to-day activities. This the way we communicate. Those who communicate effectively, those who communicate with contents, with substance, they outline, they succeed. So my advice would be, from today, the takeaway would be that, of course, Salah is a communication with Allah, and we need to have that communication. And being students, we focus very much on time management. Let's Salah become our time management. We pray 5 times. So 5 times if I'm doing the whole day study, the 5 times I will have break. So that makes Salah part of our time management. And this sort of opportunity to speak, to give different Islamic topic delivery, take this an opportunity to prepare for the future. That how we deliver a speech, how we prepare the speech, how we will make an effective speech. If we can take this for today, I hope inshallah we can improve, and hopefully next time when you will come, hopefully we'll hear even better speech from many of you. And again, I really take this opportunity very much to see all the bright faces and very caring brothers, and I encourage all of you that whenever you find this opportunity, do come. There's a lot of learning. The learning continues in your life, and we learn from each other. Thank you very much. May Allah give us reward for attending today's session. Assalam.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Assalatu wassalamu ala Rasulil Kareem wa alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Kishore Mela Bahrain কর্তৃক আয়োজিত আজকের ট্রেনিং সেশনের প্রিয় ভাই পরিচালক, উপস্থিত আমাদের প্রাণপ্রিয় প্রধান অতিথি, শ্রদ্ধাভাজন বিশেষ অতিথিবৃন্দ, আমার প্রাণপ্রিয় অভিভাবক মণ্ডলী এবং যাদের জন্য আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠান, কিশোর মেলার সেই বন্ধুরা, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, আমরা খুব সুন্দর মতো আজকের এই আমাদের টিএস প্রোগ্রাম প্রায় শেষের দিকে চলে আসছি। আমি প্রথমেই আমাদের সম্মানিত অতিথিবৃন্দ, সম্মানিত অভিভাবক মণ্ডলী, তাদেরকে অন্তরের অন্তঃস্থল থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি যে তারা তাদের মূল্যবান সময় নষ্ট করে তাদের অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ কাজকে ফেলে আমাদের সাথে, বাচ্চাদের সাথে সময় দিয়েছে। এই জন্য তাদেরকে অন্তরের অন্তঃস্থল থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি কিশোর মেলার পক্ষ থেকে। ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি যে সকল ভাইরা অক্লান্ত পরিশ্রম করে এই প্রোগ্রামকে বাস্তবায়িত করেছে, আমাদের কিশোর মেলার সম্মানিত পরিচালকবৃন্দ। মোবারকবাদ জানাচ্ছি আমাদের কিশোর মেলার বন্ধুদেরকে, যাদের জন্যই আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠান। আজকের যে বিষয়টা ছিল, আমি প্রথমেই ধন্যবাদ দিতে চাই কিশোর মেলার শিক্ষা প্রশিক্ষণ সম্পাদক প্রিয় ভাই মেজবাউদ্দিন তামিম। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ, এমন সুন্দর সাবজেক্ট বাছাই করেছে। আমি প্রধান পরিচালক হিসাবে তাকে অনেক সাবজেক্ট তাকে দিয়েছি, কিন্তু 3-4টা সাবজেক্ট আমি ওকে দিয়েছি, এর মধ্যে থেকে একটাও চয়েস করে নাই। ও নিজ থেকে একটা সাবজেক্ট দিয়েছে, আর সাবজেক্টটা এত সুন্দর হয়েছে, আমি এত পছন্দ করেছি। আপনারাই সবাই মনে হয় যে সাবজেক্টটা পছন্দ করবেন। বাচ্চাদের জন্য যুগ উপযোগী একটা সাবজেক্ট সবার জন্য। আমি এখানে আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমাদের বাচ্চারা প্রত্যেকে চেষ্টা করেছে যে এই বিষয়ের উপর সুন্দর বক্তব্য পেশ করতে। আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমাদের বাচ্চারা অনেক সুন্দর বক্তব্য পেশ করেছে। যারা প্রথম থেকে ছিলেন তারা সব বাচ্চাদের বক্তব্য শুনেছেন, যারা যেখান থেকে অংশগ্রহণ করেছেন সেখান থেকে সব বাচ্চাদের শুনেছেন। আমি শুধুমাত্র একটা বিষয় একটু দৃষ্টিপাত করব। বাচ্চারা যদিও এখানে করেছে যে নামাজটা কত ইম্পর্টেন্ট, এবং এই নামাজের সাথে অন্য ইবাদতের সাথে কি একটা পার্থক্য, এটা নিয়ে আমি একটু 2-1 মিনিট কথা বলবো। অন্যান্য ইবাদতের কোনো কর্মসূচি নেই, কিন্তু নামাজ এমন একটা কর্মসূচি, এমন একটা ইবাদত যেটার একটা লং টাইম কর্মসূচি আল্লাহ দিয়ে দিয়েছে। এই লং টাইম কর্মসূচি এটা শুরু হবে একটা লাইফের এক পর্যায়ে শুরু হবে, কিন্তু আর কোনো সময় শেষ হবে না। অন্যান্য ইবাদত আমাদের চিফ গেস্ট এবং আমাদের সম্মানিত কিশোর মেলার উপদেষ্টা, ওনারা এই বিষয়ে অনেক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বক্তব্য রাখছেন। আমি শুধু এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে একটু বলবো যে কিভাবে কর্মসূচিটা কি করতে হবে, ডেভেলপ করতে হবে। নামাজ যেখানে বলছেন যে নামাজের মাধ্যমে সমাজের খারাপ দূরীভূত হবে এবং নামাজ সমাজে প্রতিষ্ঠিত হবে। এটা কিভাবে? নামাজ কোথাও পড়ার জন্য বলা হয়নি যে ইকরা সালাত, নো, সালাত কায়েম করার জন্য বলা হয়েছে। কায়েমটা কি, কিভাবে কায়েম করতে হবে? এটা প্রথমে আমাকে কায়েম করতে হবে, আমাকে নামাজি বানাতে হবে, আমার ফ্যামিলিকে বানাতে হবে, আমার সমাজকে বানাতে হবে। নামাজের মূল যে স্পিড, সেই স্পিড অনুযায়ী যখন সমস্ত কিছু গড়ে উঠবে, তখন সমাজ থেকে খারাপ দূরীভূত হয়ে যাবে। আমি বলছিলাম যে কর্মসূচিটা কি? কর্মসূচিটা হলো যখন আপনার কোনো ছেলে বা মেয়ের বয়স 7 বছর হবে, 7 থেকে 10 বছর তাদেরকে ট্রেনিং দেওয়ার জন্য, তাদেরকে তাগিদ দেওয়ার জন্য, তাদেরকে শেখানোর জন্য হুকুম করা হয়েছে যে 7 থেকে 10 বছর প্রতিদিন প্রতি বেলায় যখনই আপনার সন্তানের বয়স 7 বছর কমপ্লিট হয়ে যাবে তখন থেকে আপনার শুরু করতে হবে 10 বছর পর্যন্ত প্রতিদিন তাকে নামাজ শিখাতে হবে, নামাজের জন্য তাকিদ দিতে হবে, প্রতি বেলায় তাকে নিয়ে নামাজে দাঁড়াতে হবে। যেসব বাবাদের সুযোগ আছে তাদেরকে অনুরোধ করব যে 7 বছরের বাচ্চা যখন হয়েছে তাকে রেগুলারিটি নামাজ পড়ার জন্য প্রতিদিন বলবে। একজন ইসলামিক স্কলার এই সম্পর্কে একটা উনি উক্তি দিয়েছে এভাবে যে আমরা বন্য পশু যেগুলো আছে, আমাদের গবাদি পশু যেগুলো আছে, এগুলো আমরা কয়েকদিন তাদেরকে ট্রেনিং করলে কোনো একটা কাজ করলে তারা শোনে। দেখেন আমাদের যে পোষা প্রাণী কুকুর আছে, কুকুরকে আমরা দেখেন একটু ট্রেনিং করলে সে অনেক কিছু করতে পারে কিনা? আমাদের গরু ছাগল হাঁস মুরগি এগুলো কি একদিন 2 দিন বলতে বলতে ট্রেনিং তারা কি করে, তারা বুঝে ফেলে কিনা? ঠিক এখানে বলা হচ্ছে এই যে বাচ্চাদেরকে 7 থেকে 10 বছর পর্যন্ত প্রতিনিয়ত যদি তাদেরকে বলি যে তোমাকে নামাজ পড়তে হবে, নামাজ পড়ো, নামাজ শিখাই এবং নামাজ পড়ি, তাহলে তাদেরকে একটা ট্রেনিং হয়ে যাবে। যখন তার 10 বছর পূর্ণ হয়ে যাবে তখন সে নামাজের রেগুলারিটি হয়ে যাবে, তখন আর বলতে হবে না। এখন প্রশ্ন আসছে যে যদি এই সময় তো তারা যখন মেচুর হয়নি তখন তো তাদের আমলনামার খোলা হয় না, তাহলে তারা যে নামাজ পড়ছে, নামাজ বা পড়ে নাই, যদি আপনি আপনার কাজটা করেন, আপনার ডিউটিটা করেন, তাহলে আপনি কি করবেন? আপনার দায়িত্ব পালন করেছেন, আপনি একটা নেক্সট সব পাবেন। যদি আপনি আপনার বাচ্চাকে 7 থেকে 10 বছরের মধ্যে আপনি ট্রেন করেন নাই, আপনি তাকে নামাজের জন্য তাগিদ করেন নাই, তাহলে আপনি গুনাহগার হবেন, আপনি আপনার ডিউটি পালন করেননি। এর পরবর্তী পর্যায়ে যেটা আছে আমাদের বক্তব্যের মধ্যে মনে হয় যে আলিফ শুধুমাত্র এটা টাচ করেছে যে 10 থেকে 10-এর উপর যদি যখন আসবে 10 থেকে 15 বছরের মধ্যে এই ভিতরে যদি বাচ্চারা নামাজ না পড়ে তাদেরকে ফোর্স করতে হবে নামাজের জন্য। এখন আগে ছিল রিকোয়েস্ট, এবার আর রিকোয়েস্ট নাই, তাদেরকে ফোর্স করতে হবে নামাজের জন্য। সে মেন্টালি টর্চারিং যদি হয় দ্যাটস ওকে, মেন্টালি না হলে তাহলে ফিজিক্যাল টর্চারিং, তাকে শারীরিকভাবে শাস্তি দিতে হবে। যদি এটাও না হয় তাহলে তার খানাপিনা বন্ধ করে দিতে হবে। এটাই যদি না হয় তাহলে তাকে ঘর থেকে বের করে দিতে হবে, একদম সরাসরি হুকুম। একজন স্কলার এভাবে বলেছে, একজন ইমাম এভাবে বলছে যে 15 বছর বয়স কোন মুসলমানের ঘরে যদি 15 বছর বয়স্ক কোনো ছেলে বা মেয়ে থাকে নামাজ পড়ে না, এই জন্য শুধু এই বাচ্চা না, তার মা বাবাও এই জন্য সমানভাবে অপরাধী। সম্মানিত অভিভাবক, আমরা এই বিষয়টা কয়েকদিন গবেষণা করতে গিয়ে আমার তো ভয় হচ্ছে, যারা আমরা অভিভাবক আমাদের ভয় হচ্ছে যে আমরা আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে এভাবে করতে পারছি কিনা এখনো। এরপর এই জন্য আমি এই বিষয়টা বলেছি, আমরা সবাই আজকে আলোচনা করেছি। এরপর থেকে আমরা এবং আমাদের কয়েকজন বক্তব্য বলেছে ছাত্রদের মধ্যে থেকে যে আমরা যারা আছি এখানে আমরা প্রত্যেকে এখন থেকে আজকে থেকে কোনো ক্রমই একক তো নামাজও কাজা করব না। আর সামনে আমাদের আশেপাশে যেসব বন্ধুরা আছে তাদেরকেও নামাজ পড়ানোর জন্য আমরা উদ্বুদ্ধ করবো ইনশাআল্লাহ। আল্লাহ সুবহানাহু ওয়া তাআলার নিকট তৌফিক কামনা করছি। এবং কিশোর মেলার সাথে আমাদের বন্ধুরা, আমাদের অভিভাবক মণ্ডলী যেভাবে আমাদেরকে সহযোগিতা করছে, আমি তাদেরকে অন্তঃস্থল থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি এবং এই সহযোগিতাকে অব্যাহত রাখার জন্য অনুরোধ করছি। এবং আজকের এই প্রোগ্রাম সাফল্যমণ্ডিত করার জন্য সর্বস্তরের সবাইকে যেভাবে ভূমিকা পালন করেছেন সবাইকে মোবারকবাদ জানিয়ে আমাদের অনুষ্ঠান আজকে এখনই শেষ করছি। ওমা তৌফিক ইল্লা বিল্লাহ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।